Wow.
Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped. Something.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny. I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
I think I'm okay, and I am foggy with tiredness. I'm in a kind of sleepless period, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah, how long has the sleeplessness been going on?
Well, it's actually been bad. It was horrible. I'm back. It was horrible when I was there. I was so tense. It got so bad that I contacted an energy person that I sometimes see here in the United States, and she did an energy session with me. Mm-hmm. It didn't help sleep. It didn't help with sleep, but something really powerful came up. And then when I got back, it was kind of not too bad, but probably because I medicated myself with 400 milligrams ibuprofen. Mm-hmm. And no, I haven't done that. And it's kind of sleeplessness is back. So you asked.
And how long have you been back?
I've been back since last Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And my decision to leave, that's kind of what I want to work on today.
Okay.
Because I haven't touched on it since I got back. I kind of pushed it away. Mm-hmm. I came back to New York this week, 2 days ago, because I was with my special friend for 4 days. That was lovely. So, I contacted you, right? And it really last minute because I have some background. This is not the story. This is background, okay? Because it's not an old story. It just happened. So, I think I told you. Oh, no, I feel. Is it okay?
What you just said was choppy. I didn't quite hear what you said.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, now. And is it okay that I just kind of burst into things? Or is it something that you want to tell me or something that you want to...
I don't have anything to tell you. I can offer you a minute of quiet meditation if you're into that.
Let's do that. Let's do that because I was starting bulldozing into something right now, and that's not good.
Okay, I'll set a timer. All right.
So, when I contacted you, I had a coalition of parts. It was just a firework.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, I cried from 6 a.m. to probably 6 p.m. I couldn't stop crying. So I didn't fall apart because I knew why I was crying, but I still couldn't stop crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I told you last time that this trip, I mean, it was okay in many ways, but it was also very unpredictable and kind of chaotic.
Right.
And I could tell you a lot about that, but that's really neither here nor there. So I was very accommodating, right? And that's how I often am. I'm very accommodating till kind of I get an overload and then I react because I'm not good at reacting and I'm not good at seeing warning signals as they come up. It kind of has to come to a kind of a big clash before I kind of see that this is something that's not good for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very unpredictable, like I said. And then it was decided, or they decided that they were going to do this humongous training back in. Mm-hmm. Anyway, at the end, I was supposed to leave on October 1st, but then they want to extend it till October 20th, which meant that I had to change all my plane tickets because I was going to go and see my sister for a few days. I booked a hotel, blah, it was. Mm-hmm. So I agreed to change everything. And of course I had to do all this myself because that's how the life of a consultant, mm-hmm. Where I am, they don't help you with anything. So I did all that and got a big reaction from my sister. That triggered old things. So that was where it started. It triggered a lot of old stuff because I'm the oldest. I'm only 2.5 years older than her. But I have always I'm still buried under an avalanche of big sister guilt.
Big sister guilt?
Big sister guilt. Mm-hmm. Guilt, because I was I was told that I was a horrible big sister, selfish and horrible, and everything was my fault. Everything she did was my fault. That didn't correspond. Right? Because we probably will get into that. But anyway. So all this got triggered finally when I was supposed to go. And I realized there were two things that kind of collided. I mean, many things collided. But one was that one of the reasons I had been so accommodating was because of this avalanche of big sister guilt. There was no big sister there, but it was like, if I'm not accommodating, then I'm bad. And I'm horribly bad. So I was very accommodating to them. And realized I was actually doing something I didn't want to do. And in addition to that, I was scared. I was scared because of all the unpredictability, and I really didn't want to go back there right now. And then I was also didn't know how many people would show up, and it was all it was kind of fear, a reaction to unpredictability, it probably triggered fear. And then it was kind of my tendency to be so accommodating until something in me said, stop, you can't do this. So then I'm going home. So I don't know what that has done for me. I didn't say it like that, but, they weren't totally prepared for it. But, I gave my reasons. So what I haven't touched since I got back is my decision to leave, and that firework and collision of parts that kind of led to this thing that, you know, so that's something I wanted to see if we can dive into.
Okay.
Not the decision itself, but, you know, the parts that came up and, you know, got triggered and that I couldn't handle. And then,
Okay, we can do it. Your audio it just kind of barely goes out every couple of sentences.
I wonder what that is. You know what? What I'm going to do.
It sounds like one of us has like a slow connection or something, which I have a slow connection, so it could easily be me.
If we are both quiet for a second, I'll go into the other room and get one of those, what do you call those things that's supposed to help? Hold on.
Don't know. Okay. So, parts.
Okay. Yeah.
The parts around the decision to leave that include big sister guilt and accommodating and fear of unpredictability. Yeah.
And also, and then there's physical fear in there too. So, but okay, that's, So
which feels like needs your attention the most?
I would like to understand better. I think what comes up is how that it seems to be that, you know, that big sister guilt that I felt since I was probably 2.5, since he was born, almost. What that had kind of done to me being, you know, maybe it's probably not only that, but if I'm not accommodating, it makes me feel really selfish.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe start there. See where it goes.
Yeah, and should we start with the accommodating one that says it's selfish not to, or should we go to the guilty one? Well, or maybe are they the same?
Maybe, I don't know if they're the same. So we have to figure that one out. So let's start with the accommodating one.
Okay. How do you notice it in your body?
So when I am kind of in a situation, I feel a should to be accommodating. Right? Oh yeah, this is easy breezy, accommodate, you know, big deal. I distance myself from myself. I kind of leave my body in some ways.
Yeah. So does it feel like the accommodating one kind of takes over? And
it takes over. It's a kind of calm veneer, you know?
Yes.
It's this calm veneer that takes over. Like, I can manage this. I can do this. You know, I'm accommodating. You know, I'm going to be flexible. You know, it's no big deal, you know.
And the other parts have to get quiet.
And they get quiet. And so, it's almost like I leave my body. So it's almost like, do I stop breathing? At least I breathe much more shallow. And and I'm on the surface of myself.
Yeah. Okay. And how do you feel towards that part that accommodating part.
It's mixed. Part of me feels I wish you were deeper. I wish I could be me more, right? I wish that could be more authentic. That's part of it. Other part of me is angry at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to be accommodating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's almost like it's putting me in a box. It's deciding for me what to do, how to behave.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
To have that anger towards it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious about the one that was saying wishes you could be more authentic and deep. What does that mean?
What it means, I think it means that I wish I could be genuinely more accommodating, that was something I could be at a deeper level, that it was me being more accommodating and not kind of a surface layer, that it would be, that I could, I think it's like, I wish I could feel that inner trust in self.
Right.
That that I could feel safe and also be accommodating. Not all the time, but that that it was that it was not just some act that I had to put on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So maybe you turn towards the one that's angry about it. Let it know that you see it.
Yeah.
And that it makes sense why it's angry.
Yeah.
And see if you can ask it for space, if it will let you go meet with that accommodating one so we can learn about it.
Say that one more time. If I can give me space. I thought you said see its face, but you said give me space. Okay.
If the angry one would be okay with giving you space. It's okay with that?
Yeah, I think that's okay with it, at least for now.
Okay, great. You feeling curious about the accommodating one?
Yeah, I am curious about it, but I'm also wary of it at the same time.
Okay.
I'm curious about it and I'm wary about it because the wariness comes from that I don't trust you. You won't last,
Yeah. Well, it might make sense, that if that part is taking over and takes you places that you don't want to be necessarily, that wouldn't be something to trust.
Yeah. And I'm also loathing it a little bit.
Different from angry?
Yeah, it's different from angry. It's the loathing is that I know why you're doing it. You're doing it because you're craving acceptance.
Okay. Yeah. And the loathing part thinks that that's very low.
That's low. That's low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that part could be right. It might be about craving acceptance. We can find out.
Mm-hmm.
Will the loathing part give you space to work with it? To work with the accommodating one?
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of it's closer than the angry one right now, but it's I think it's stepping at least a half step back.
Okay. It can jump back in if it needs to.
Mm-hmm.
So you're feeling curious about the accommodating one? Okay.
Yes.
Me too.
Yes.
See if you can let it know that we're both curious about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can ask it to tell you anything it wants. What does it want you to know?
It wants me to know that it's really scared. It's scared of being abandoned. It's scared of being left out. It's scared of being thought badly about. Yes.
Okay.
Scared.
And are you okay with it showing you that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does it make sense to you?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. Let it know that.
Yeah.
You're okay. You're okay with it showing you that.
Yeah.
And then it makes sense to you.
And because, it could go back to so many things, but where it takes me right now is right back to that big extra guilt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was so scared that since she was cute and adorable, and I was angry and willful, I'd be abandoned. That if I gave in to her, there would be nothing left for me.
Yeah. And the accommodating part wants to keep you from feeling that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Everything is my fault. Absolutely everything is my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault that she turns on me when she is 6, now 5 or 4 or 5, because there were no parents there, of course, and had like 10 years of being super physically aggressive. It was my fault because I wanted to hit her with my toy car when I was 2.5. My grandfather told me that.
Okay. How would it feel to show the accommodating part some appreciation for looking out for all those feelings of being abandoned or everything being your fault and wanting to prevent that?
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of creates a kind of veneer of calmness.
Yeah.
It makes it, yeah, it pushes down the fears. Yeah, it does. Makes me easier to be kind of professionally sociable.
Yeah. Yeah. And what would it rather be doing if it didn't have to work so hard in that way?
Didn't have to kind of be so accommodating. all the time. So what did you rather do?
I'm not quite hearing what you're saying, which is might
No,
be okay.
I said, I just was repeating what you said. I was saying,
okay.
what would it rather do?
Yeah.
If it could do whatever it wanted.
Yeah, and it didn't have to worry about the feelings of abandonment or everything being your fault.
Then it would pamper me.
It would pamper you? Wow.
It would go, whatever it wanted. It did, it would say, it's okay to have a massage. Let's go and buy that dress. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it would do. It would just do pleasurable things without thinking naughty, selfish. It would kind of enjoy itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Just so it's whatever intuition. Let's have a good now. I like that dress. Let's get it.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. I think that was it would rather do. It would rather maybe it's other things it would do. What else could it? Is that what it would want to do? At the bottom, I think it would I would love not to care about what other people think.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay.
I would love it to be carefree.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How old does it think that you are?
How does it think I am? 6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I could also be older, but it would be kind of, I would be a child.
Will you update it with your real age?
Yeah.
And then you could ask it what it thinks about you going to visit with those younger parts, like the 6-year-old who felt like everything was going to be her fault or was her fault.
Yeah, I think the accommodating part is fine with that. It's okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are there any other parts that object to you doing that? Or have any concerns?
Yeah, there is a funny part that is afraid. It's afraid that I will end up. But this is not me. This is that I'm afraid that I will think it's fine to be selfish.
Yeah. Okay.
If I go to those young parts with pattern, that I will end up saying, okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds like a very moralistic part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just acknowledge it. Let it know that it's also welcome. You can show it your real age, and maybe show it some of the work that you've done with other exiles, and how you've been able to get to know them without just giving in and becoming whatever their worst fears are. Or
Without becoming kind of a horrible monster.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
I don't think so.
No.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't.
How does it respond to that?
I think it's just that. I think it's okay. It's kind of it stepped back. It just had to acknowledge that fear.
Yeah.
So, I told you so.
Yeah. And we can keep an eye out for that if it feels like you're becoming too selfish. It'll be there to remind you. But yeah, if it will just give you space to go meet with these younger parts, we might be able to help them out.
That younger part is in so much pain.
You see her?
I see a shadow, but I kind of feel the pain.
How do you feel towards her?
Her I feel compassionate towards.
Yeah.
I feel compassion. Yeah, I feel compassion towards that pain.
Yeah.
And her.
And let her know that she can show up any way she wants. She doesn't have to do anything.
She's so torn. She is just so torn. Because she's getting these messages from the adults that everything is her fault. Whatever that the adult does is her fault. And I lost it. So there was a white sheet coming down.
Okay. So she says that she's getting messages that everything's her fault.
Everything is her fault.
Yeah. Maybe let's just stay with that one for a moment.
Okay.
Okay. Will you ask her to just show you what it was like for her to receive that message?
She made her feel so alone. And so unprotected. And also, she felt so trapped. Because whatever she did when she was 2.5, she couldn't do over again.
Right.
That was one thing. Other was that she was so afraid of being abandoned, that there would be nothing for her, that she just couldn't be this gracious, altruistic, all-loving, person.
Yeah.
She couldn't because she was protecting herself.
Right.
So there was this void about who she was supposed to be and who she was, but there was no way she could cross that void. It was just she couldn't do, because then she would die.
You seeing her more clearly now?
It's almost the same little girl in the blue overall.
Mm-hmm. Just invite her to notice you.
Yeah.
Let her know that she can tell you anything she wants. That you really want to understand what it was like for her.
But then she's also insisting on all this because there is something in her that's saying, no, this is unfair. So she's kind of just being in this tornado and believing, let's say, and doesn't resisting believing it and not being able to change the way they wanted to change and wanting to change the way that they wanted to change. And everything is just, and there's nobody there for her.
Yeah. Yeah. Just let her know that you see how hard that was. And that she doesn't have to be alone anymore.
My sister had temper tantrums. I think we were in Stockholm or everywhere. And she said, I'm going to leave. She had this incredible temper tantrum. And I froze. And it was my fault. My fault because I didn't intervene. I just froze because of those temper tantrums were so violent. Why didn't my mother intervene? It was my fault. She just abandoned all responsibility.
How are you being with her? Do you feel close to her?
I feel I can touch some clothing, but I can't touch the person within the clothing.
Maybe you can ask her. Maybe you can ask her about that. If there's something that she's afraid to show you or not showing you, and I want to remind you and her, I don't need to know. Tell her she can show you whatever she wants.
She's afraid of me coming too close because then I will see that there is something truly bad there. There is something truly bad there.
Maybe you could promise her that you won't come any closer than she wants. And if she's up for it, you could even ask her to try you. She could try showing you 1% of it and just see how it feels for her and how you react.
Because she's saying, but I wasn't a doormat. I developed my own coping mechanisms. I was sneaky.
Are you okay with her showing you that?
Yeah.
It's okay with you that she was sneaky sometimes? Or that she had sneaky parts?
Yes, it's okay with me.
Yeah.
it's something really hurtful come up right now. Because I'm toying with this, and yes, it's okay with me that she was sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
But being sneaky became kind of a scarlet letter
Mm-hmm.
that I was kind of accused of.
Right.
A total, grew up as I grew up to become a young adult.
Right, and that sneaky part was not welcomed by others, and
no.
Yeah.
And I don't think I really was, but it was a memory. My sister has never forgiven me that. I was older. So I was 2.5 years older. So I was smarter because just because of my age,
and
right?
part of what your sister was blaming you for was being sneaky.
I was being sneaky, like for example, just, my grandfather had 2 hoodies, a red and a yellow. And I really wanted a yellow one.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I want the red one because I knew that then she would want the red one.
Mm-hmm.
So I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I did that a lot. It was the only way I could get what I wanted. Was to say I wanted the opposite, because I knew that as soon as I said I wanted something, her physically aggressive little person would say, I want it. And then,
So this little girl learned that she needed to say the opposite of what she wanted.
Yeah.
To get what she wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that became a part of her that she didn't like about herself.
Mm-hmm.
And it stayed with her. Does it all make sense to you that she would have this sneaky part, and how that?
Yeah, that makes fully sense to me.
Yeah.
If there's nobody supporting you in what you want, nobody supporting me in what I want, and if the word came out of my little sister, then, of course you are going to get it, Yeah, it was kind of holding on to something, feeling that there was something there for me. So it's not losing not becoming it. Yeah.
And so are you okay with her having that part in her and having that thing that she's ashamed of?
Mm-hmm.
Can you let her know that it makes sense to you?
Yeah.
And do you still feel compassionate towards her, even if she has sneaky parts?
Yes, I do.
You can see the person.
Yeah, yeah. And I see that, sneaky doesn't equal evil. Right?
Can you tell her that?
Sneaky does not equal evil. You're not evil.
Yeah.
It was a survival mechanism that you developed.
It's a part.
Yeah. The support, you're right.
Yeah.
Nobody supported me, so that was my support.
Oh, I said it's a part, but yes,
it's a part.
It's a support also.
It's a support and a part, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you can just let her know that.
Mm-hmm.
That it doesn't make her evil to you. That you can see her person who is not evil. And that you can also see her parts that are normal and that are supportive. She was worried if she showed you more that you would see something really bad about her. And then she tried. How did she feel like that went?
She still still not trusting that I really accept it. Because it just became such a scarlet letter.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you could let her know that you still have parts that don't accept it.
Yeah.
You probably have just about all the same parts that she has.
Yes. Yes.
And that you're going to have them. But you also have this ability to be with her away from those parts. The ability to ask from space from those parts. And to see them for what they are.
And that sneakiness developed into something else related. And it was just the experience with my sisters, probably even more my experience with my mother, kind of eating me raw. That if I wanted to keep something, I hid it. And I kind of pretended. I mean, it could be small and big, and it lasted long into adulthood.
Yeah.
Like I remember in 4th grade, I was really good at math. And I was kind of racing through the math books, but you weren't allowed to do that. So I had to pretend that I was on the same page as everybody else. 50 pages further in.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they would take it away from me. And even in adulthood, there are the things with even with friends where I've done things like that.
Would it be okay to show that 4th grader just real quickly that you're okay with, that you understand the sneaky part in the 4th grader?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that doesn't make her evil to want to hold on to her education.
Yeah, because whatever, I liked math. So that's, I liked math. And I was also competitive, but I couldn't show I was competitive. That was another thing. I was through high school, I was very competitive, but I couldn't show it to anybody. So I was kind of under the radar the whole time. But wow, was I competitive. Oof, that's just even funny.
You want to take a second to show that high schooler that you're okay with that?
Yeah. That has always been hard for me. To be okay with that I was competitive.
Yeah.
I've tried my best through adulthood to kind of get rid of that because it was not okay.
What about right now? Can you just invite that competitive part since we're visiting parts and show it that you see how it was there throughout your life?
Yeah. And I always
what it wanted for you and how other parts of you responded. Parts that tried to put it down and hide it.
Hide it because it meant that if I showed my competitiveness, or if I showed things I was good at, or that I things I wanted to excel at, either way, it showed that I was selfish and I was just brazen and I was using my elbows. Instead, I was supposed to be, put other people first and share everything and let other people get benefits of what I knew.
How's the competitive part feel in your presence as you're acknowledging it now?
So the competitive part feels less shameful.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel sad that I had to label it like something evil.
Yeah.
Because part of it was my life force that just wanted to say, see me, or whatever.
Yeah.
I like to do this, It doesn't have to be something intellectual. It could be anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just pushed that down.
Yeah. How about welcoming the sad part?
Mm.
It makes sense to be sad about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a direct message I got from early on. Don't tell your sister about your good grades because that makes her sad. So, okay. Don't show your sister that you're good at this because that will make her sad. I mean, she was fine, not that,
Yeah, she was fine and you were sad.
Yeah, but anything that don't show your sister that you are anything, that you believe in anything, that you want anything, that you When I was little, I had two things I wanted to become when I was an adult. One was an actress, other was a diplomat. And that wasn't allowed. Even as a little girl, I became neither of them, so that's okay. But
I don't know. I think you're at least a hell of a diplomat. I mean, you just visited 6 different parts and
I know.
Acknowledged and welcomed them.
Yeah.
And made some peace amongst them.
Yeah. And I wanted to be an actress because I wanted to get out all my fury on stage without it being me.
Yeah, I think we've met that part too. And it's also welcome.
Yeah, that was what I wanted. I just wanted to be able to be however angry I wanted to be. And nobody could say you're bad, you're selfish.
Wouldn't that be nice to just be able to be angry in public?
Yeah. Scream at people. Nobody would say anything. It's part of the play.
Yeah. So, returning to that 6-year-old, if you have a moment.
Yeah. No, that 6-year-old is...
Now, what does she think about your ability to handle those parts that she's afraid to show you?
I think she thinks I can handle that. Yeah, she does. But I think with her, like I said, she's so torn. She wants to express herself, but that's selfish. So she pushes herself down.
Mm-hmm.
And then she feels a lot of pain in pushing herself down. And she doesn't know and she doesn't want to push herself down. But even not wanting to push herself down, that's selfish too. Because
can you make a space for her where she can express herself to you? Maybe ask her what that space would look like.
A space would look like... it looked like when I'm 2.5, I couldn't speak that well. But if I had been able to speak that well, I would say, yes, I am angry. I am angry at that bloody little baby. I want to hit her. I want to hit her. She's taking everything away from me.
Yeah. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, let the 2.5-year-old speak.
You know?
In a space that's safe for her.
Yeah. I'm angry. I'm so angry. I lost everything. I looked forward to getting a little sister so much. And now she's taking up all the space. There's nothing for me. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry.
Right. Right. You okay with her expressing herself that way to you?
I am. And the same with that 6-year-old. You know, if she could just say
anything she wants to you.
I mean, first, if she wants to be logical, she would say, it's not my fault. It doesn't make sense. And then
she can be logical.
And then she'll say, and I just say to the grown-ups, help me, support me. Don't let her do this to me. Talk to her.
Will you help her say that to the grown-ups?
Yeah.
You want to do that now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell her you can help her with that.
Yes. I'll talk to them. Can't let that little sister act like that. See me, help me too.
Are you telling them that?
And I'm good at school, and I want to be able to feel that I'm good at school.
Yeah. You're able to help her send that message to the grown-ups?
Yeah. And I want to be able to say that I want that yellow sweater.
Yeah.
I want to be able to say that I want the bunk bed. Maybe I won't get everything I want all the time, but sometimes can't you just mediate between us and say, this is your turn and your turn?
How's it feel for her having you help her express that to them?
I think that feels good.
She got scared?
No, she didn't get scared. I think that's good. Yeah.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, tell her keep going if she wants. You can help her with anything that she needs to say to anyone or any message.
Do you know how horrible it was when then my little sister actually threw me out of the room we were sharing. Nobody intervened. Nobody intervened. Why didn't you intervene? Why didn't you say she couldn't do that? It wasn't my fault.
Are you with her? Are you helping her say that?
Yeah.
Is it getting to the right people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be adults. Take care of us. You are abandoning all your responsibilities. My mother was just like the European colonizers. Mm-hmm. She conquered, now she divided, and then she kind of conquered. Because since we fought, she was off the hook. She created chaos between us. She was off the hook. She played us against each other. Completely.
Still with that little girl?
Yeah.
How's she like being able to express herself like this?
Those adults played us against each other.
Mm-hmm.
So if we had been able to be allies, it would have been frightening for those grown-ups.
And how would it have been for you? What would be different for you?
Oh my goodness! If we had been allies,
let her show you. Let her show you what it would be different.
if sister and I
Yeah.
had been able to say
Yeah.
to each other,
Mhm.
I'm almost starting crying now.
Yeah.
This is not our fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your fault. It's not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hold your hand. Let's be
Yeah.
together in this madness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we only have each other. There's nobody
Yeah.
else.
That's what she deserved.
Yeah, there's nobody else. At least we have each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't it be, I wish that we also could. I mean, of course, sisters fight or siblings fight, but it doesn't have to be deadly, right? I mean, maybe we would have thought about that yellow and red sweater. You know, what if we could have thought about it openly? I want, and then we would have reached some kind of solution.
Yeah.
Maybe we would have the yellow one. This time I got something yellow, or the other way around.
Yeah. Can they do that with you there?
Yeah.
Can you let them have that sisterhood?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean we always have to agree.
Yeah.
But it's that bond underneath.
Do you want to invite her out of that time and into your time?
Yeah.
And if she wants to bring her little sister, she can.
Mm. Because, you know, I still feel I have to be so accommodating towards her.
Listen, just stay with the 6-year-old.
Little one, 6-year-old.
Yes.
This 6-year-old still feels that she has to be accommodating towards that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So look out for any of those parts that are telling her that she has to be accommodating, because they're not being invited to this space that you're making with her. They can have their own space.
Yeah, I just want to be real. I just want us to be real with each other. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, and I don't mean crass. I mean authentic. No. I mean real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So all the parts that say you have to be accommodating, let them know you'll get back to them later.
Mm.
And let the little girl know that she can have a space where she can be real.
Yeah, that's what she wants, to be real.
Mm-hmm.
And that is safe to be real.
Yeah.
And that...
Who's going to make sure it's safe?
Probably me, right?
Yeah. Just checking. Yeah. Does she see that?
Yeah.
That it's you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want to offer one more thing?
Yeah, please.
For her to look inside her body for any of those burdens and beliefs about who she had to be. Fear of abandonment. And ask her where they're located and how she'd like to give them up.
Mm.
She could give up anything.
Yeah, they sit in the same place as the belt, if you remember the girl with the belt.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of tying the belt around my waist, around my belly button.
Is she ready to let go of those? She doesn't have to be.
She wants to.
Yeah.
She's also scared.
Maybe you can help her let go of that fear.
Oh, she's afraid that if she lets go of it,
mm-hmm.
She'll just. It's that thing when she has held it down for so long, she thinks it's so big that it will kind of come out and it will crash the world. It will kind of. Ooh.
Do you have her in a safe place where she can express herself?
No, I don't know where we are. Okay. We're almost like we're not in a real place.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay. Yeah, we moved kind of fast through a lot of those steps. And it wouldn't surprise me if she wants to do them all again and do them all more thoroughly.
Supposed to be. What I see is very shallow water. I can see the sand. It only gets up to my ankles. It's water you can fall into without drowning. And it's very calm, with no waves. And the sun is shining. Just splash a little. All we can do. And if you kind of lose your footing, you kind of fall just down this sand at the bottom. But it's so sharp,
Mm-hmm.
It won't even cover you.
Mm-hmm.
So you can feel the warmth from the sun even when you kind of lay in that very, very, very shallow. I think what she's hoping is that all of this is just going to come out of her and this can just flow out to the deeper waters without her having to make any big movements.
Okay.
It feels like. It's going to,
You can help her.
I think Jesse did it so many times.
How's it going?
I don't know. It stopped.
There's no hurry.
He wants to sit on my shoulders and wave at the sun. Want me to stand up. And she wants him to wave at the sun and say, "Hey, I'm here."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she needs me to hold her. If she is herself, it's by herself. It's like somebody's calling me. It's scam. It's an area code that I have no idea where it comes from. You know, she's okay. So if I hold her, if she sits on my shoulders, then she can feel freer from all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But if she stands on her 2 feet, she feels very weighted down.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You think that's something you can help her with? And again, that could be over time.
Yeah, it's because it's
I'm really trying to avoid rushing any of this.
Exactly, because it's almost like you're saying, you know, it's that fear that, you know, if I kind of let go of all that forced accommodation and everything that goes with it, I'll become I said the word what's the word for that? Megomaniac?
Yeah.
I was putting an L in there.
I've heard maybe one native speaker say that word.
Okay. She's super afraid of becoming that megalomaniac. Megalomaniac. There's an L there. Megalomaniac.
I don't know. I've never used it.
Me neither.
How about when we get off the call, I'll send you some of the steps that I usually recommend doing with any exile.
Okay.
Because there might be a lot more witnessing and understanding her story, letting her express herself. There might be a lot more going back and redoing and figuring out what messages she needs to send to whom and what needs to change. There might be more updating her environment. There might be more connecting with her sister. And then this being in this place together, looking for those things in her body and helping her let those go. You know.
Yeah, no,
she's been dealing with a lot.
I feel that I can feel there is a lot in there. That's unprocessed. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's great that you're noticing that.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much that big sister guilt.
Yeah. I can also commit to you, you know, that we can revisit this, or I can bring it up at the start of our next conversation.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, both. Let's do both.
Okay.
Both.
Is there anything else that she wants from you now, just to make sure that you stay connected?
she is not 100% sure that I accept her as she is.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I think she so if I just leave her like this now and don't come back, she was, yeah, I knew it. I wasn't acceptable.
Yeah, let's not do that.
So yeah, she needs me to come back so we can build more of that trust.
Okay.
Yeah. And
so I feel like something you can do.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I'm also committing to that.
And also, is she saying this? I think she is saying that. If there is anything that either startles me or make me kind of shrink away a little, she wants me to tell her instead of pretending. Not pretend. You know what I mean? Not pretend that I accept all of you if it's hard for me to accept all of her.
Right. Yeah, and I think we did some of that. There were parts in her that parts in you reacted to. And I think that you were honest about that, and you noticed them, and we went and did what we could with them. But yeah, I think she's right about that. That we have to stay honest.
Because then I become kind of an accommodator again, but on a different level.
Yeah.
It's something, yeah.
That could be a part that you check in with real quickly now, is that accommodating part from the start of the conversation. Just kind of update it on what's been going on here. There were parts that were worried that if you got close to this exile that you would just become selfish and it would just all be about selfishness.
Well, that hasn't happened.
Right. You can just update them on that too.
That has not happened.
Right.
And the accommodating part is actually saying that it wants to learn more too about this little child.
Sure.
Because it wants to learn more about what's driving it. What's driving it to accommodate.
Yeah, you can catch it up on all that. And you can also keep offering it to have its vacation and go do its pampering and
yeah.
Keep envisioning that with it.
Yeah, just be carefree without guilt. Oh my goodness. It's so corrosive.
Does this feel like a good place to stop?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, James.
Yeah, you're doing really great work.
I don't have any more sessions, so when you update your calendar again.
Okay. Yep. That should be this weekend that I will send you more links.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and You're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.